Alright, this video is on programming fuses for the Avrdude's atmega324p. That's the chip I'm using. Basically what I needed was I wanted to set up an external crystal to act as a more stable oscillator for the UART that I'm trying to get working. So the only way you can change that is through programming the fuses on the chip. So I had to learn how to do that. And you can see here the crystal, and I had a couple of capacitors, 22 picofarad capacitors. And you can see I have the same setup as newbiehack.com as Patrick has in his tutorials. I made the little circuit board here, a little programmer. The only difference I have is that my programmer is I use Pololu programmer. He used a different one in his tutorials, but they had run out of stock at SparkFun, so I just had to get one of these. Basically, it was pretty similar. I just had to do some changes in the wiring here for the little board. But anyways, getting back to the fuses. Assume that you have the same kind of setup. So I'm assuming you have WinAVR and you're using Avrdude, because that's what I'm using. So that's what I'm going to show. There's a lot of stuff out there. I was going through doing a lot of research, and they're talking about bricking the chip, and it kind of had me a little worried. But I said, what the hell? It's a $5 chip or $4 chip. I wanted to learn this stuff anyway, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And it isn't that bad. Obviously you got to be careful on what what you send through the programmer to the chip, because if you do it the wrong way, I guess you can brick it so you can't reprogram, or you have to go through a bunch of other steps to reprogram it. But I'm just going to show what I did, just basically changing the values of the fuse bits. And the first thing I did was to basically kind of scan my chip and see what the factory settings were. And you can do that by going to your you can go to your command line, go to your search box and enter CMD. And find out where your Avrdude executable is, wherever you had it installed in your system. I think mine's somewhere down in the root directory. So I just go CD change directory, a couple periods, go down, do this again, get down to my root directory, and then you can type in dir for directory. And somewhere in here I had Avrdude. I know it's in here. So basically the first thing I'm going to do is this line here, and I'm going to tell Avrdude what type of programmer I have, what kind of chip I have, and then tell it what COM port that the programmer is on programming through, and then use -V for verbose, and do that twice, and you get a pretty good readout, a lot of information. So for mine, for my programmer, you'll type in Avrdude and then a space, and then -C. It's going to be asking for what type of programmer you have. So if I go Avrdude, -C question mark. What I did there was just Avrdude and a space and a hyphen and a lowercase c, then a question mark, and it brings up all the programmers that Avrdude is configured for. And you basically have to find yours. on my Pololu, it's basically it's called an AVR RIS or AVR ISP version 2. So you have to find out, through your documentation, which one of these in the list that your programmer is, because that's what you're going to put right after the C here. So if you look through, I had to look through all this down here. There's mine, AVR right here, AVR ISP v2. Okay, so the next thing it asks for is the part number for the the MCU you're using. So this is the basically the P. That's what the P is for, the -P. And then you can find the part number the AVR uses for your MCU, which in my case is M324p. There's a space in between there, and then you have to find out what COM port. I have my programmer hooked up right now to my computer, so you can just go to your search and then to right click on your computer and go to your properties and then your device manager, and then you can find your list COM ports. So my programmer is on COM 4, so that's why that was the next thing you have to enter in your command. Another space, a hyphen, and then capital letters, your port P, COM 4, then another space, then -V or -V. So it's Avrdude. -C, AVR ISP v2 space hyphen PM 324p hyphen uppercase P on COM port 4 and -V, make that lowercase, verbose, and I want it very verbose. Okay, so you get a nice little readout here. You can see up here using programmer AVR ISP v2, ports on COM 4, I'm using COM 4, and the important bits are down here. You can see now that we got a little readout here of your fuses. Now the fuses on the 324 broken up into your low fuses, your high fuse, and your extended fuse, and each one of these has a hex number. Basically it's 1 byte for each, and each one's assigned from these are the factory settings. So we're going to go over what these mean here in a second. But basically you have a hex number assigned to each fuse, and you go to your data sheet for your chip, and right away you got right here you got your signature bytes. So if you go and look, so you got your signature bytes. You can see atmega324p. I look over here. And you look down here, you've got your device signature. And then you can look on your data sheet. And what we got? 9508. So here you got it. 9508 just kind of confirms that, obviously you have that chip, it confirms it. And then in your data sheet should have your charts for your fuses for your low byte, the L byte, and and your high byte and your extended byte. I'm not going to mess with extended byte. Basically, here in these areas, you can see you've got your 8 bits, 0 through 7. Bit number 7's for your on-chip debug enabled, and then you've got your JTAG and your serial programming. I think that's the one if you can screw up your chip and brick it, but I'm not sure. Basically, what I wanted to do was to change the fuses for my clock source. So I basically just changed the ones for the low byte, which I'm going to show. But whatever you're trying to do, you'll have to adjust one of these three bytes to get the chip to do what you want it to do. Alright, now let me pick this up in the next vid.